Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today, I just want to talk to you guys about the ranges of next season and basically how you can figure out what guns will have what range next season, and you can basically calculate what guns you want to use. And I'll be telling you some outliers and some guns that might be a lot better than before, but stay tuned. I'll show you guys how to do it, and I'll be telling you what guns to look out for. Before I start, if you guys don't know, Rangefinder is being changed next season, and to put it simple, Rangefinder will not be giving you any extra range, like meters wise. So because of that, a lot of guns are going to get a decrease in range, and the zoom stat on weapons also no longer gives range. So a lot of weapons that used to have a super high zoom and as a result had super high range are now getting nerfed really badly. For example, this weapon right here, the GN7, used to have a ton of zoom and it has only 69 range but a ton of zoom, so it had 53 meters of range. And after the stat gets nerfed and no longer gives range, it's going to have 35 meters after the patch. So some guns will get nerfed super hard and some guns might get a slight buff, but there's not that many super drastic changes, and some hand cannons might be actually a lot better now, but let's get into it. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you how you actually get the numbers that you want for next season's range. The math isn't really too crazy, but I'm not the one that figured it out, so shout out to whoever made this sheet. I'll put him in the description down below. It's not mine, I just made a copy of it so I can look at it. The only thing that you guys have to do is plug in your own numbers into the equation, which I'll show you guys in a second, and then whatever you get at the end is the amount of range you guys are going to have next season. So basically how we get to this point, pretty simple. Looking at this chart, the only thing you guys have to look at on this is the final column. First number is a minimum meters of range a gun can have, and the second is a maximum. So for sidearms, the lowest you can have is 13.2 and the maximum is 18.0. This number is at 0 range and this number is at 100 range. Because of that, how you figure out how much range you get per one stat is 18 minus 13.2 and you divide that by 100. For the example that this guy did, he decided to do auto rifles. So you do 39.53 minus 18.28, that gives you 21.25, and you divide that by 100, which then gives you 0.212 meters of range per one. So now the only thing that you guys have to do is, let's say you wanted to do Monte Carlo like this guy said, you would do 50 times 0.212, the number that we got back here, and you add the base number of range, which is 18.28. You guys can see it right here, 18.28. You add that and boom, next season you'll see that Monte Carlo is gonna have 28.88 meters of range, which if you compare it from before and now, that is a 4.46 meter increase in range, which obviously isn't a ton, but I mean, it's better than a lot of other guns. A lot of other guns got destroyed because of the zoom changes. So based off of this chart, you guys see that some guns will get nerfed and some guns will get buffed in a way. Certain guns are taking a huge hit because of the range difference. But like I said, I'm not the one that did all these numbers, and there's obviously a lot of other guns that you can add to this list. I might add some more. I can also post this link in the description if you guys want to see it, and I can probably add some more numbers to it. But I'm going to show you guys all the equations that you guys need, and depending on what gun that you guys want to figure out, just put in the numbers yourself. The only thing you guys have to do is get the range stat of your gun, multiply it by the amount of range you get per one stat, and then you add the base minimum range that you can have. So I'll have a chart, you guys can look at it. Should be on screen here, and that's basically all you do. So you guys can plug in whatever guns you want, plug in whatever numbers you want, and you guys will be able to see how much range your guys' guns will have next season after the zoom nerf, and obviously after the rangefinder nerf and all that stuff happens. There's only a few guns that are exceptions to this, and I'll show you guys right now. All right, so a few weapons are going to be a little bit different than the actual equation. You guys are going to click on the most recent weapon TWAB, scroll down a little bit right under the charts, and you guys are going to see the custom tune exotic ranges. I'm not going to do all the math for you guys because I don't think this is really as important, but some guns are being changed and they're still going to get the same changes as the previous weapons that I just showed you. However, they're going to have a little bit more range increase or range decrease depending on, what it says. For example, it says Ace of Spades with Mori is going to have 15% penalty instead of the 10% from last season, so it's actually getting nerfed. So basically what that means and how you figure that out is you would do whatever Ace's range is next season, 35.48, and there's two ways that you do it. The easiest way is you just multiply it by 0.85, and that number will be 30.15. So you can round it up 30.16 because it's 30.158. So 30.16 meters of range with Mori. So that's a pretty big difference. Without Mori, you're gonna have 35.48. And with more, you're gonna have 30.15 or 16. But you obviously are gonna have the extra damage, so it makes up for it. But that's basically how it is. Same with, Vex might be a little bit scary, but Vex is getting an RPM difference change, so it might not be as good now, but it will have extra range. Crimson, Last Word, Revision 0, blah blah blah. You guys can do all this math if you guys care about it. I don't think these are as important, obviously, but I think that's it for all the special items or the, you know, custom tune exotics. I think everything else is basically covered by just a simple math in this chart and all that stuff. I believe that's basically everything. If I missed anything, then let me know down in the comments below. We can talk about it. If I messed up on any information, let me know as well so we can correct it. And make sure you guys check the description for the charts, for any pictures, any diagrams, anything like that. And obviously just plug in your own numbers into the equation and you guys will basically get your ranges for next season. We're not sure how good Rangefinder is going to be next season, if it's going to be worth using or anything like that, but I guess we'll find out on Tuesday. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for the entire video. I'm going to talk a little bit about some weapons that I think might be good next season and what you guys should be looking out for. Obviously, since it's not Tuesday yet, we won't know exactly what is the best weapons, and we don't know if any of this information is going to be changed. I don't think it will be, but definitely I think spare rations is going to be coming back, looking better, because obviously when it came out, people were talking shit about it. It had pretty low range stat, but with the changes happening and with it not having rangefinder, other weapons that do have rangefinder will be brought a little bit closer to it. And obviously with slide shot and opening shot, you get that extra range stat without actually needing the range stat itself. So it should be hitting from around 35 meters. I did the math earlier, but I didn't write down the exact number. Another weapon that might be worth looking at is Vex. Obviously, looking at that chart, Vex is going to get a big range increase. I don't know if that's actually going to go through, but with the RPM change, I still think it's going to be super good if it's hitting from that far away. It definitely could be something to look out for and it might be pretty scary. In general, I think that weapons that have keep away and weapons that have explosive rounds are going to be the main things to look at. For example, if you have a round robin with keep away, that thing is going to be hitting from a pretty good distance. 120s are getting a pretty nice change, like range wise. I think they're going to be really, really good next season. Philo, if you guys have Philo, the crafted pulse rifle from Neomuna, that with keep away and max range is going to be hitting from pretty far away as well. That thing might be pretty scary. I'm not sure about any other crafted weapons that I'm looking at. Obviously, in this video, I'm using the crafted Nation of Beast, which has explosive rounds. I think it's gonna be pretty good. And if you guys have a Rose with slide shot explosive, that is gonna be super good as well. I actually did get blessed with one, so that is the one thing that I do have. Another thing, I think that SMGs in general, like obviously Immortal with rangefinder, all of those weapons that have rangefinder, I think they're gonna be really bad next season. I honestly do. Shirez is getting a range nerf. Immortal's obviously getting a range nerf. A lot of these SMGs are going to be tickling you from like normal distances. And obviously I'm happy about that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Obviously if you get too close, Immortal's still going to shred you, but I don't think that it's going to be worth to run SMGs next season, unless like obviously it's like endless or the map's really small or something. But SMGs next season, in my opinion, are going to be gutted. I think it might be too much, but I guess we won't know until we see it. For sure though, pulse rifles, scout rifles, and maybe longer range auto rifles like the Amit are going to be really good next season. I'm not sure if we're going to be getting any Garden crafted weapons or if it's going to be VOG crafted weapons next season. I'm not sure if there's anything crafted next season anyway besides the new raid. We could be looking out for those as well. But off the top of my head, I don't think there's any other guns that I'm really looking at, but those are like the main perks. There's also going to be a ton of exotic changes. Specifically, I'm talking about the Astrocyte Blink helmet for Void Warlock. I think that helmet is going to be super good, and I'm definitely going to be making a review on that as soon as it comes out. If there's any other exotic armor or weapons that you guys want me to make a video on once the new season comes out, definitely let me know. I think I'm going to make a few videos and then go stream the new season. I want to get some videos out for you guys. I haven't been as active on YouTube as I would like to be, and I'm trying to get better at it. It's just hard when there's not much to do in the game other than just sit there and play Trials, and you can only make so many videos on Trials games, so I apologize for that. Hopefully you guys learned something from this video. If you guys did, definitely be sure to leave me a like, subscribe, and a comment. It does mean a lot to me. And like I said at the beginning, if there's anything in the comments or something that I missed, definitely let me know in the comments so I can pin it and let you guys know. Check out the description if you guys want to see the chart, and you guys can post it in your Discord or the link to the articles or the Google Sheets. Just look at the description, everything will be there. But that's me from me, everybody. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.